Okay guys, so here we go again. I had another idea pop in my head, and me and my wife figured we'd do a Christmas build and take a little break from the Halloween builds. I got more Halloween builds, but let's do a Christmas one. So I found this frame at the thrift shop, okay, and it's a little bit deeper. Okay, it's got a little bit of depth to it.
It's a shadow frame.
It's a shadow frame, yeah. So I had this idea pop in my head, and we're going to go for it. You can see I already tore it apart because the frame was falling apart, and I had to glue it back together. Okay, so I got going now. I got this drying, and I fixed the backboard because what we're going to do is I'm going to have my wife paint this backboard. Okay, because she's going to make
the inside of a train.
Make the inside of a train. So I'm going to have her paint on this backboard. And I'm going to figure out the window stuff and how big I want to make the little boy that I'm going to have looking out the window right here. Okay? Okay. So here's the next step. This is the way I'm doing it. Okay? Here's the window to the train. And you notice on the old trains, the windows are split in two, right? So the bottom half slides up. So I ran a piece of tape across to get my center. Okay? I took a piece of paper and stuck in here. And I kind of did a sketch, okay, inside this piece of paper, how big I want the little boy that's going to be looking out the window. Okay? So that's why I sat the paper in here, then took my pencil and just kind of sketched, okay, to the size that I want my boy. So I did a rough sketch of the size I want him. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to detail this out a little bit more. Okay. And then I'm going to take and cut this paper, the excess off, where it's just got the little boy on his shoulders. And then I'm going to trace that onto a piece of cardboard, this image right here, this outline. And then the cardboard is what I'm going to paint the picture on of the little boy, okay? So after it's done, we can stick him inside this frame. Okay, here's the picture I did. See it? Okay. So what I'm going to do is take this foam board that you can buy at Dollar Tree, okay? And I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to cut this shape of this drawing out, okay? And I'm going to take that shape and I'm going to put it on the foam board, okay? And I'm going to cut the shape out on the foam board. Because the foam board shape is what we're going to paint the picture on. Okay? So the boy's somewhat three-dimensional. Okay, so that's where I'm at. I'm going to cut this out. I'm going to put it on the foam board, trace it, cut the foam board out. So here's mine. Okay. Here's the paper. You can see how I cut it out on the foam. I just used a hot knife. You could use a razor knife too. I just happen to have a hot knife, so it just made it a little faster. Okay. So that's what I did there. So this is cut out. Oh, so what I'm going to do is that since I already traced the picture, drew the picture, I don't want to do it again. So I'm just going to take a little pin and I'm going to come back. Okay, and I'm just going to lightly punch around all the shapes. Okay, for his eyes, his nose, his mouth, his ears, everywhere. That way I don't lose the pattern, and then I can just lightly retrace it onto the foam because it'll have the little pinholes. Okay, so I don't have to draw this twice, and you guys won't have to draw it twice. I'll show you. Okay, I took the pin and I just followed along. So when you take it off, you got the pattern. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back with my paint, and I'm going to go ahead and paint this foam piece. This is the piece that you want to paint, not the paper piece, the foam piece. You got. Okay. So here's our frame. Finally dried. Now they're showing you there's a tape going across. So you can see where the window is. Here's our little boy. Okay. So he'll be inside. He'll be inside the picture frame looking out the window of the train. Okay. So that's where we're at. Now I can start working on the frame, and my wife got the backdrop done, I think, put back in, and we'll put the glass back in so we can get this piece all wrapped up. Then we're going to start building the outside of the frame. Okay, so here we are. So I put the glass back in my frame, and I use foam to hold it in the four corners. And this part won't matter because we're going to put the snow and stuff, coming down, so it looks cold. Okay, and I took my picture and I put it on the backboard that my wife painted to where I want him inside the picture frame there. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this glass off and I'm going to glue him right there. That's where I want mine to be, so you can see his face by the time we put the split window of the train. Okay? Okay, guys. Well, there goes my dogs again. Hold on. Okay. Okay. So I took a piece of cardboard, okay, to the size I want for the top, okay, and I made the ribs, okay, and I glued them in place. See, and I left a lip on the bottom so that I can slide behind the back of the picture frame. So I have a way to glue this right here and then glue it to the back of the picture frame, okay, so the picture frame I'm going up on it. Like that. See? Just like that. So that's on there, see? And I can glue it. So now I'm going to take a piece of cardboard and I'm going to cut it to the length, and I'm going to keep messing with the cardboard to get it softened, and so I can roll it over this and then glue it down. Okay? So that's where I'm at. Okay, guys. So I just wanted to show you this. So we made the skeleton like I showed you. And I took the piece of cardboard and I cut it to the length I wanted, right? All that. You can see all of the creases. Where I just sat there and just bend it and bend it and bend it until I got it.
Yeah, think of the top of a bus.
Yeah. So
Or a train, I mean.
Okay, so you can see the curve. Okay. And how I got the length, so you didn't, you know what size piece of cardboard you needed. I just took a piece of paper and put it across here. Okay. Made it go from the end to the end. And then I had the length, or the height. So I knew how big,
How wide do you want it?
to cut this piece. Okay, so you can do that if you want. I thought maybe that might help you guys.
Yeah,
so
you didn't
it's
measure
easier.
it with your pocket tape. So.
See, now this piece will just sit in place where we want it, see? Then we'll just glue it down. So we'll just take our hot glue now and we'll just put our hot glue on the ribs. Then we'll just glue this on there. Okay. So I thought I'd show you guys that, if that helps you guys. Okay guys. So here we are. So there's the top piece. Remember we made. I showed you guys how to make. Here's the centerpiece. It'll go across the window. And here's our bottom. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is just take some brown paper and I'm going to hit the edges so it gets rid of the edge. You can't tell where we cut our cardboard. You know, me and you guys, if you do this. And seam all these in nice so it looks nice, okay? And then I'm going to put the paper here and down and cover up this hole. Okay, because when I sat down on top of the window, you could see part of this through here and I didn't like it. So we're going to roll the paper down, okay, to disguise that. So that's where I'm at. I'm just going to take the paper and just a simple water with the Elmer's glue. And I'm just going to seam these in, okay? Then I'm going to just prime all these and then paint them black. Okay, so that's where I'm at. I'll paper these, show you. Then I'm going to prime them, paint them, and then either me or my wife will start doing the other details on these. But at the same time right now she's working on another project for you guys too, so we'll just see how that goes. Okay guys, so here's our pieces. So I just took the paper, covered up those edges where we glued the cardboard together. And I just stamped in all three pieces, even the little guy. Okay, just wrap the paper around. Okay. So now I'm just going to take these outside and prime them so I can paint them black. And we don't want to paint the house. And that gives you guys time to catch up. Okay guys. So here's our three pieces. This is what you should end up with, just like this. You should have three pieces. Then primer. You see all three of them here. Okay, so now it's going to get down to the funner parts. So let me set these to the side real quick. Okay, so here's our little boy who's building, right? So remember this piece now will go to the top. I said I'd put this frame together because we got to put the lights in before I put the back on. Okay, so here's that. Okay, and here's our centerpiece. It's going to be the center part of our window. And we'll set this up where we want right here so we don't cover the face, okay? Okay. So what I'm gonna do now is you gotta have some lights, right? So I got some of the battery operated lights. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a little hole in the side right here. Okay? And I'm gonna put the lights here, I'm gonna glue them in the top right here. Okay, and then the battery part, probably just have it hang right here somewhere and Velcro or something to the side so you can turn the lights on and off. But now, guys, telling you, don't worry about these foam pieces now because we're going to make snow come around. Okay, let some snow come around here and along this bottom. So if your boy sits up higher when you cut it and it's not, you go, uh oh, I screwed up. Don't worry about it. Slide your boy or girl or whoever you put in there where you want them and just add more snow at the bottom to cover the bottom part of where your person was so you can't make a mistake. Okay? Then we'll end up putting some of your snow and flock and stuff on this. But like I said, we're down to the fun part now. So that's where we're at. I'm going to put a hole in the side so I can get my lights in. Remember, glue your lights in here. Don't forget to put your lights in before you put your back on. You don't have to take it back apart. Okay? So we'll get the lights in, we'll get the back on. We'll glue these pieces in. I showed you how I did this so that the lips are underneath the back of the picture frame so you can glue it together. Then guys, we'll get to the fun part. We'll start painting this up and adding snow and the lights and my wife had. Okay guys, so here we are. I painted the piece black. I got the bottom piece on. I put the piece across I was telling you about. And we took that frosted glass. Like on the last project where I put it on the plastic to make it look like real glass. Well, on this one, my wife had the great idea of saying, honey, let's put it around this glass so it makes it look colder. So it's like it's really freezing, right? So I hope you guys can see that on the camera. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue this piece on and the bottom piece, okay? And then we're going to come back and put some snow in that to cover up, like where I was telling you, where the foam and stuff's at. And this bottom piece, you know, so you can't see the bottom part of the board. I didn't make the cardboard piece long enough. Okay. I took some blue paint and I put on I'm doing a test run. So I put some blue paint on here and let it dry for a minute, and then I took the hot glue gun and made the icicles. Okay, and so they actually look more authentic. So I did this experiment, and I'm going to try it on this. I'm going to have some icicles coming down off the top here. Okay, and then we'll have the snow above it. Like I say, the snow around the corners of the windows, not to cover up the foam. Okay, and then this piece will be brown. Like I tell you, this piece and this edge is supposed to look like wood on the Polar Express. So that's where we're at. I'm going to glue these in. I'm going to drizzle some ice down how I want it to be here on the train, and I'll kind of show you that, and we'll just keep going. Okay, get our snow and everything, and this is the fun part. And see.
Hey guys, so we are ready now. I'm going to be doing something on this project. We're going to paint this window frame brown because on the old trains, in the Polar Express train, and at least our Polar Express window is going to be brown, and that's what it is anyway, I think.
So it's wood.
Because it's wood. Yep, because it's wood. So we're just using here some acrylic paints, and we are painting it brown. Obviously, I think I'm going to have to tape off this middle piece so that it doesn't get on the glass, because I can't go over the edge. I'll just let my husband do that part.
Okay guys, so here we are. I finished painting the frame. Let me see if I can zoom this in just a little. Brown. See? What I'm doing now, I got that fake snow, and I got some clear Elmer's glue, and I'm just putting glue in the corners and stuff wherever I want the snow on mine. Obviously I'm going to have it in the four corners to cover up the foam, and like I was telling you, a little bit on the bottom down here, okay, to cover up the bottom part of the boy where it was a little bit short when I made the little boy. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm going to get this snow in here how I want it, and then I'll be back to show you, and we'll work on another part of it. Okay?
All right, you guys. So we decided that it needs a little bolts. So we just took, well, I took just a piece of foam board from the Dollar Tree. So anyway, basically, just cut out some little round circles here, and I'm going to indent them. So I don't know if you guys, yeah, you can see that. See that little indent? Just to make it look like like they would for the train. And then we are just going to line them up in something like this. And we're going to paint them black as well. Also, my husband is doing icicles. He's took some paint, and the color he used is Laguna by Apple Barrel. And and he showed you this, and that's what he's doing, that concept right here on the top of the train. So anyway, that's kind of, sorry guys, I forgot to turn the speaker on. I'm just showing you here that we made the ticket for the Polar Express. So just have apparently walk away to get it, but anyway, that's all I'm showing you here, is just that I dropped it on the floor. But here it is. I just cut out a little ticket out of like the thin cardboard, and I painted up a gold. Okay, you guys, so I obviously did not turn the speaker on at all. Sorry about that. So I'm just showing you here that I painted the ticket gold. I used like a metallic pouring paint, paint it up, and after we're done with this, we're going to write on it. Yeah, just going to write on the ticket. And that's all I'm doing right here. So I thought about using some glitter glue, but I decided not to. So I just used a little bit of copper paint on the very, very edges of it. So that's all I was doing here. All right, you guys, here we are. We are to the finale. Here it is. What do you guys think? That is my husband's version of the train window on the Polar Express. That's our ticket. That's the boy, and like we said, tell us the boy's name if you know it. And yeah, I think you had a lot of fun building it, didn't you?
Yeah, this one was fun.
We got the bolts. See how, if you make them come out a little, they look more realistic. And if you have somebody that can draw good, like he can, then you're golden. But you can just use, like he was telling you, could use a printable or something in there. Print it out and then put it in. Anyway, so here's your top of the metal on the train and the bottom part under the window. And yeah, I thought it turned out really good. All for, what do we spend? $2 for the frame?
$2 for the frame.
Yeah, $2 for the frame.
And whatever piece of foam board costs.
$1. So there you go, $3.
Oh,
and the
$4 set of lights.
And the lights. This stuff, we all had everything except for the frame. So if you went to build it, $4. And you can't beat that, right? But to show you how it really looks with the lights off, of course, we're going to go ahead and do that. Dun dun dun. What do you guys think?
Isn't that cool, guys?
Well, he had a lot of fun making it. And like I said, hit like, subscribe, share, and we'll see you next time.